So you wanna be an actor?
Are you looking at me? Are you looking at me? You must be looking at me because I'm the only one that's on this camera.
Just kidding. Hey everybody, what's up? That was from the Taxi movie. That was such a great scene in the movie where he's talking in the mirror with the gun, and I just wanted to say that it's finally catching on a little bit. People have been messaging me, asking me a few questions, but their questions were just general questions, and the more specific your question is, the better I could answer it for you. So please feel free to ask whatever question it is about acting, or whatever it is that you have to ask or are curious about or want to know more about, and I'll answer it for you. I'll look it up if I don't know it, because then it'll probably help me out, because that's the best thing to do, is keep learning, keep on top of things, keep growing, and keep doing what it is that you love to do. So it's kind of cool getting a few questions about it. And like I said, they were just general questions. The main thing is any advice on acting, and I'll elaborate on it. Since I was a young actor, shoot, you have a million questions. But the best advice that I've been given by plenty of older actors and directors or whoever is that if you're going to become an actor, then you got to know that this is what you want to do. Make sure you love it. You got to keep doing it. Things aren't going to happen right away. Most of the time, who knows, but you just got to keep on going with it. You got to know that you love it, keep on going, and never turn back. And that's the advice that I've been given. People have told me that they've been in this business for 15 years and things started finally happening for them, and then all their friends that started off with them were talking to them and were like, oh shoot, I better get back, I want to get back into the business because things are happening for you. It doesn't really work that way. Once you take off and leave, then it kind of starts all over again. It's like building a house or building anything. You leave it half unfinished or whatever, then you gotta still complete the whole thing, because it's a weird, crazy business. And it is a ton of times that you look at celebrities or people that are well-known names and you think that they've become these overnight celebrities, sensations, whatever it is, when in reality, if you look back at it, these people have been acting for as long as you can think. They've, for example, there was this movie when I was a little kid, I used to always think about it. It's these two little kids that they grab onto this old, floating, it's a weird movie, they grab onto this old dude. It's a floating head and he has this big white beard, and they grab onto it and they fly off to some fantasy land to save a princess or something. And it turns out that the little kid in it is Christian Bale, and he's tiny as hell, and he's been acting since then. And he only got real popular probably, he made that movie Equilibrium, which was a knockoff of The Matrix, or The Matrix knocked that off, whatever, but it's pretty much the same thing as The Matrix, just with mind control drugs. And after that movie, it seemed like he started appearing in more things and more things, but that had to have been at least 20 years later or something. And even there's a movie, I think it's Monsters, I can't remember, something about this movie where these little monsters keep coming out of the backyard of this kid and his sister's house when his parents leave, and it happens to be the little kid is Steven Dorff in that movie. And now Steven Dorff, I didn't know who he was until he made Blade, but again, that was another 15, 20 years before he came into a big movie. So yeah, you just got to stick with it. You got to keep going after it. You got to meet people. You got to network with people. You got to create your own projects. You got to get involved with other people's projects. and just do absolutely whatever it is you feel that you could do towards your career to help you get to the next step. So the more, somebody else told me that quote too, it's not who knows you, or no, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. So if you know a lot of people but they don't really know you, then it doesn't really work out for you, because then you're not on their mind when they have a project and they think about who they could put in there, who they could cast as this person. But if you're always fresh on people's minds, then you're probably most likely, and you have to be good, you have to have the talent, then you'll probably be considered for a lot of things. So it's like they say, out of mind, out of sight. So you always want to stay fresh in people's heads. That's why celebrities and all the pop culture things are always changing and doing different stuff to stay fresh and stay on top of things and not be kicked to the curb and be one of those, like the music world used to call them, the one-hit wonders. But anyway, that's a little bit of the advice that people have given me, and it's vague kind of advice too, but that's the main thing, is you got to stick with it, you got to keep doing it. And it's tough, it's not easy business. There's, I don't know, I've heard things that there's 1,000 people that come into LA every day wanting to act, and there's also 1,000 people that leave every day LA because they gave up acting. So I mean, just take that into consideration about how competitive the business is. And now with the internet and all the web, that there's actors that are coming from other states that never wanted to come out to LA or the other hubs for acting, and they could send audition tapes in from their states just by doing self-tapes now. So that even expands the pool, who knows, 10, 100 times more than it used to be. So there's competition all over now, and in the US you also have to compete with all the other foreign countries, England, Australia, Mexico, whoever. There's a ton of actors that come from Canada as well too. So that's one thing that isn't the greatest about the US acting industry, is that they don't really look out for us, because other countries won't let us go over there and act in their movies because they'll take care of their own actors first. But America accepts absolutely everybody from other countries because they make money off of them. So anyway, take that advice. Hopefully you stick with it, because it's tough, and ask questions, share with your friends, like, subscribe, and keep on going for it. Peace.